Legal and Privacy Brief for April 6, 2026. The Supreme Court declined to hear a Fifth Circuit case involving the retaliatory arrest of a Texas journalist, effectively allowing police to arrest journalists for asking questions as long as any statute can be cited. Google announced plans to complete its transition to post-quantum cryptography by 2029. A Russia-linked ransomware group threatened to leak data stolen from German political party Die Linke. Here's the full breakdown of today's top legal and privacy stories. Legal and Privacy Brief April 6, 2026. Next section, Litigation Updates. Supreme Court declines First Amendment case on journalists' retaliatory arrest. The Supreme Court refused to grant certiorari in the case of Priscilla Villarreal, an independent Texas journalist arrested by Laredo police for asking a police department employee to confirm information about a Border Patrol officer's suicide. Prosecutors charged Villarreal under a Texas statute prohibiting profiting from misuse of official information, claiming Facebook clicks constituted profit. The Fifth Circuit ruled en banc that retaliatory arrests are permissible as long as officers can cite any criminal statute to support the arrest, reversing an earlier panel decision by Judge Ho that called the arrest a textbook First Amendment violation. The local judge immediately dismissed the charges when they were first presented in court, and no other citizen has been prosecuted under this statute, which was written to prevent government employees from profiting from official information. The Supreme Court's refusal to hear the case leaves the Fifth Circuit standard in place. Police may engage in retaliatory arrests of journalists if any statute can be found to justify the arrest, regardless of First Amendment protections. Compliance action. Media organizations and independent journalists operating in Fifth Circuit states, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, should document all source communications, confirm information through multiple channels, and consult counsel before publishing information obtained from government employees. Organizations should review policies on public records requests and source protection. Source, TechDirt. Staggers v. Medtronic data migration case. Federal court filings indicate ongoing litigation in Staggers v. Medtronic, Inc., involving circumstances related to the migration of Medtronic's data from one storage platform to another. Court documents suggest discovery disputes or spoliation issues arising from the data migration process. The case presents potential precedent for data preservation obligations during cloud migrations and platform transitions. Source, Court Listener Recap. Next section, Privacy Developments. Killen ransomware group threatens German political party Die Linke. Russia-speaking ransomware group Killen added German Democratic Socialist Party Die Linke to its dark web leak site following a cyber attack on the party's IT infrastructure in late March. Die Linke confirmed the attack, temporarily shut down portions of its IT systems, and filed a criminal complaint with German authorities. The party warned that hackers may leak internal organizational data and employee personal information, though the membership database was not affected. Die Linke described the attack as hybrid warfare against democratic institutions and noted that targeting a democratic party appears to be no coincidence. German political parties have been repeatedly targeted. The Christian Democratic Union reported a major incident earlier this year, and the Social Democratic Party breach was attributed to Russian state-linked APT-28. Romania's top cybersecurity official stated that ransomware groups like Killen may serve broader geopolitical goals linked to Moscow, with Russia encouraging these groups to maintain financial autonomy. Compliance action. Political organizations and NGOs should implement offline backups isolated from network access, deploy endpoint detection and response tools on all systems, and establish incident response procedures that include criminal complaint protocols and member notification plans. Review data segmentation to ensure membership databases are isolated from general IT infrastructure. Source, The Record. Russian banking outage linked to VPN blocking efforts. A major outage disrupted banking apps and payment systems across Russia on Friday, preventing customers in Moscow and other regions from paying by card, withdrawing cash, or accessing mobile banking for several hours. The disruption affected Sberbank, VTB, Alfa Bank, T-Bank, and Gazprom Bank, along with ATMs and Moscow metro turnstiles. Russian media initially reported the outage could be linked to government blocking of IP addresses used in banking infrastructure, but Roskomnadzor demanded publications remove these reports by Monday. Kaspersky Lab co-founder Natalia Kasperskaya stated on Telegram that the issues were caused by Roskomnadzor's efforts to block VPN services, not external attacks. Russian authorities reportedly told Kasperskaya the disruption was caused by an internal failure at Sberbank, whose role as the country's largest acquiring bank meant problems cascaded to other banks processing retail card payments. The incident occurs as Russia tightens digital infrastructure control, with authorities considering a whitelist system that would limit internet access during disruptions to government-approved websites only. Source: The Record. Next section, policy changes. Google announces full post-quantum cryptography transition. By 2029, Google announced plans to fully transition to post-quantum cryptography by 2029, preparing for the eventual development of quantum computers capable of breaking current encryption standards. Security expert Bruce Schneier endorsed the timeline, noting that crypto agility is valuable regardless of quantum computing timelines. The transition addresses the threat of harvest now, decrypt later attacks, where adversaries collect encrypted data today for decryption once quantum computers become available. Compliance action. Organizations should inventory all cryptographic implementations, identify systems using RSA, EC, and other quantum-vulnerable algorithms, and develop migration roadmaps aligned with NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, Post-Quantum Cryptography Standards, FIPS 203, 204, 205. Prioritize systems with long data retention periods and high-value encrypted data. Source: Schneier on security. Next section, compliance takeaways. Review source protection policies and public records, request procedures for media organizations operating in Fifth Circuit states following the Supreme Court's refusal to hear the Villarreal case. Document all source communications and consult counsel before publishing information from government employees. Implement offline backups isolated from network access for political organizations and entities at risk of nation-state targeting. The Die-Link ransomware attack demonstrates continued targeting of democratic institutions by Russia-linked groups. Begin post-quantum cryptography readiness assessments by inventorying all cryptographic implementations and identifying systems using quantum-vulnerable algorithms. Google's 2029 transition timeline provides a benchmark for enterprise migration planning. Segregate critical databases from general IT infrastructure following the Die-Link incident. Their membership database survived the attack due to isolation from compromised systems. Document data preservation obligations during cloud migrations and platform transitions. The Staggers v. Medtronic case highlights litigation risks when data migration processes are not properly documented. That concludes today's legal and privacy brief. From Carolina, Clear Tech. For informational purposes only, not legal advice.